Hi, welcome to another video. So, I have been using GLM-5 for more than a week now, and it's an awesome model. Let's talk about what this model is. This is a 744 billion parameter model that is a mixture of experts. Only 40 billion parameters are activated in usage. For context, the previous GLM-4 series models were about 355 billion parameters, with 32B active in a pass, which was relatively small. One of the biggest open models is still Kimi, with 1 trillion parameters, but GLM is now close too. I don't have info about the API pricing at the time that I'm recording this video, but there's supposed to be an increase in the API cost, considering that the parameters are now almost double. The coding plans should remain at the same price, though. Considering the improvement and relatively low cost, even after the increase, it is pretty good. It will also be open weights. Also, it is mostly the same model that we saw as Pony Alpha on Open Router. This will be a bit better, as this will be a final checkpoint. Now, it is a reasoning model with efforts that go up to X high, and the reasoning tokens are obviously available in the API as well. It is relatively fast as well, though I was one of the few testers. So, the speed may vary, but generally they get good speeds based on what I've seen with the last models as well. Now, let's talk a bit about capabilities as well. They weren't able to give me a proper brief document about it because they themselves are working hard on it, and they don't do benchmarks until they have the exact production API that will go out to users. Because they say that benchmarks need to align with what users feel. But this is what they said. In 2026, coding LLMs are evolving from simply writing code to building systems, and GLM-5 stands as the first open-source system architect model akin to Claude Opus. Our goal is to shift the narrative from a focus on front-end aesthetics to agentic engineering capabilities. So, I fully agree on this after seeing what this model is capable of. I think that it is really akin to Claude 4.5 Opus, or even 4.6 Opus for that matter. It's almost like a combination of Codex and Opus, if that makes sense. So, some of the features that GLM 4.7 lacked was the lack of planning. Whenever you ask the model to plan or debug or whatever, it wasn't good at it. It would skip some stuff. It couldn't grasp the whole architecture of the product, and also lacked in long-running tasks where it forgot about some change, and in worse cases, it even forgot about tools. But, considering that the model size has gone up, it seems now not just better, but almost like Opus or Codex in planning. If you put it in plan mode, in something like OpenCode or KiloCode's CL, then it is actually good. It goes through, checks the files, does a system architecture check, and then proposes a plan. It is also now great with follow-up questions. It asks you about what you exactly need if it gets confused or your prompt isn't good, which is something that previous GLM models kinda lacked. They stuck with what you prompted once and just worked around that without asking. This one seems just a much better model in that area. Secondly, it is also now better in long-running tasks. I think GLM 4.7 was also good in that area, but this one almost doubles down on that. I think that the new Opus 4.6 has regressed in this area, while Codex has improved in this area, and this seems like just better than Codex and Opus for me in long-running tasks. It doesn't rush to finish tasks. It looks at the linting errors and fixes them if it finds any. I have also seen that it adheres to the given instructions correctly and aligns itself with what the user requires and works towards that much better than previous models. Now, there are a bit of downsides as well. This is a model that is not very good with chats. I'm not talking about general agent functionalities. It is great with OpenClaw and everything. I am talking about just textual chat. It isn't great with that, and it is also not great with those HTML and SVG generations. To be honest, no one does that anymore, and I'm fine with that trade-off. Actually, the issue is not that it is bad. The issue is actually that it tries to be too good, because it is trained on so much code, and I believe system architecture. It tries to think a lot about simple questions, which actually hampers its performance in smaller tasks, especially those which don't involve using tools or stuff that doesn't have a derivative outcome. It struggles there. It does indeed align with what they are aiming as well, because they say that they want it to be a system architect and not a front-end gimmick model. I think that this behavior is akin to Codex, as Codex crashes in smaller tasks, while it excels in bigger tasks, which is very interesting. However, this one strikes a good balance of overall being good. In my benchmarks, it scores the 3rd position. The floor plan looked fine, had the toggle roof and everything, and it kinda worked well. The architecture itself wasn't very nice. It lacked some necessary stuff that a floor plan should have, and not as great, but still it's fine, and I have kept it at a 10. SVG of a panda holding a burger is also not the best by any means, but still relatively better than previous gens. So, it's also a 10 out of 20. Then we have the pokeball in 3JS, and it works really well. You can also click it, and it opens up, which is also great. You can also shake it as well. There's nothing more that I could want given the prompt. So, this is a 20. So, it's good. Next, we got the chessboard with autoplay feature, and it works really well. The autoplay is good and makes logical moves. However, it moves the window of the board when a piece is there which is not very good. So, this is a 15. The Minecraft game was also really awesome and worked really well, but it still had some bugs here and there. So, it's a 15. Then we have the butterfly flying in the garden, and it is actually really very good. Like, it's awesome, it sets up the stage correctly and everything. So, yeah, pretty good. The other stuff is also kinda good, and the maths questions are also answered fully correctly. So, it's a 20 out of 20 there as well. This makes it score the 3rd position, as I said. Now, let's look at the agentic tests as well. I used it with the Kilo CLI here, as I was testing it at that time, and it's pretty good as well. You should find the model in the Kilo gateway, and you should also be able to set it up via the GLM coding plan if you want. I had asked them to fix Kilo CLI a bit for better usage with GLM-5 as well. So, you should have a really good experience with it as well. Anyway, first, we've got the movie tracker app using Expo, and here is how it looks. It is one of the best recent generations that I have seen. It is much better working than what even Opus makes for me, and it actually went on for like 40 minutes to accomplish this. It fixed a lot of stuff as well. One thing that I noticed is that it ran lint to check for error and fixed them, but it then also used curl commands to check if there are any front-end errors, which is a very interesting thing that I have not really seen with other models. The final result was this, which is fully functional and works amazingly well. All this from one prompt. Even Opus's generations have issues while this one is mostly perfect with good design. So, yeah, this is great. Then we've got the Go-based terminal calculator as well, and this one is also objectively better than the last Opus 4.6 generation that we saw, and also better than Codex's generation. It's quite good. The Godot game was also good. It's something most models can now do. I am glad they all have added support for it. Next, I asked it to build me a Svelte Kanban app with database, and it did that quite well. You can look at it here. It works really well. So, that is really good to see. Even Opus doesn't do it well, and Codex is also not that great. This is great to see. Next, we have the Nuxt app, which should be a Stack Overflow clone, and it worked quite well. It is actually really good, and you can see the threads, make stuff, and everything, which is kind of cool to see for sure. It's actually like genuinely better than Opus 4.6 generations genuinely. It's so good. Then we've got the Tari app, and this one was actually interesting. It went on for more than 3 hours. Yes, I'm not kidding. It literally went on for 3 hours on this. It is a very complex task. I have asked it to make me an image cropper and editor tool with AI features for automatic subject selection, and it has gone for so long here, and it kind of works, but it does have bugs. So, there's that. This model is actually like very good. It scores the #1 position on my Agentic Leaderboard. It completes each of the tasks given to it, and like all of them actually work. The code quality is really good, and it doesn't stop until it finishes. It doesn't do weird things to save tokens which penalizes performance. I am preferring to use this in coding agents over Opus, which says a lot about this model. You can check it out as well. It is going to be way cheaper than Opus and open, which is awesome. It has its own quirks, and you might feel at first that it is doing some mistakes, but with good steering, it is like awesome. This will probably be the model I use from now on. You can use it with OpenClaw as well, and their coding plan is pretty cheap. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, share your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel. You can also donate via Super Thanks option or join the channel as well and get some perks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.